Hello there, this is Engineering and You, and this is a program where we bring to you people that have done well for themselves in the field of engineering and want to teach our young Nigerians, encourage them, as the case may be, to go into the field of engineering, any field of engineering at all, so that our society can be a better place to live in. Because like I used to say on this program, yesterday is better than today, and tomorrow can be better than today, only by science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And on this week's edition, is an interactive program where we get to talk to you and you get to talk to us. Last week we had a question that we placed out for you to answer. Coincidentally, the winner of our question for the day last week is also the winner of our question for the week. Michael Femi Ehiame, he got our questions correctly on Facebook. So Michael, and I'm sure you're watching, the number to call to claim your prize is 0703 161 1497. 0703 161 1497. This program is proudly sponsored by Prince Engineer Yemisi Shilon, FNSC, and supported by the Nigerian Set of Engineers, Abeokuta branch. We'll take this very short break, and then when we return, I'll let you know who my guest is. He's already in the house, and then we'll start the discussion. Welcome back, and before I introduce to you who my guest is, the question that we're examining for today is which one of the following has the highest value of specific heat? Which one of the following has the highest value of specific heat? A, alcohol, B, methane, C, kerosene, D, water. If you know the answer, you can call us and give us the answer, or you can go to our Facebook page at OGTV and YouTube at OGTV Abeokuta. Also on Instagram, Ogun State Television. Let us know if you know the answer, and your gifts will get to you appropriately. And my guest for today is Engineer OLUGBENGA Babajide SOYEMI, PhD. He's an astute professional and registered civil engineer, and he started his teaching career at age 17, teaching mathematics, physics, and further maths in a secondary school. Jide SOYEMI, as fondly called, attended Yaba College of Technology, Yaba, for his national diploma and higher national diploma in civil engineering. He joined the service of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro in 1995. He teaches structural design, detailing, steel design, CAD in civil engineering, technical drawing, research methodology, hydraulic structure, and civil engineering construction. He proceeded to Federal University of Technology, Akure, for his postgraduate diploma in civil engineering. His research interest covers materials, concrete, steel, bamboo, and so on, numerical modeling and structures, and renewable energy. For his love for his profession, he got MSc in structural engineering at the University of East London, United Kingdom, and later Doctor of Philosophy, PhD in civil engineering at the same University of East London, United Kingdom. He published over 20 journals, articles, and presented 35 papers in conferences, both locally and internationally. Our guest for today is the head of Department Civil Engineering and the Director of Innovation Center, Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, and he's married with children. You're welcome to Engineering and You, Engineer SOYEMI.
Thank you so much, presenter. It's an honor to be here today.
You started teaching at the age of 17, and you are teaching a subject that some of the people of that age dread so much, mathematics and further mathematics. How did you develop so much interest in that kind of subject?
I would say I started around age 10. Something dramatic happened when we were living in Lagos. A coaching center came to the side of our house. So I'll just see young adults running in the evening to enter the place. So One day I said, what are you doing there? So I entered. They were doing multiplication and division using logarithm table. Okay. And I sat at the back, and everything the man was saying I could understand. So the second day, I started solving, that's for my phone, I started solving multiplication and division using logarithm table. So I was given the first logarithm table at age 10. But what came about is throughout my secondary school, one of the things my principal saw then, that was Mr. Sunday Akemi of blessed memory, was that for every topic in mathematics taught, I have another method to solve it. So immediately I finished secondary school without seeing the WAEC result. The man just said, no, come and help me teach the younger ones mathematics, and that was when I started teaching maths at the age of 17.
In your own opinion, why do you think that young people dread mathematics so much, talk less of going to further mathematics also?
I think most likely is the method by which it is being taught. We have a lot of problems with the method. Once you say anything is hard, you find it difficult. Even if you say mass communication is hard, you find it difficult. But if you bring it out in a very simple mode or method, you see the students liking it and wanting to do it. So I think that is the major thing. All math teachers should take note that the first thing you present is not the subject, it's you. If you are likable to them, they sit down in your class. If you are not, they not minding what you are saying, they don't have interest.
What role is knowing mathematics going to play if somebody is interested, if a young guy is interested in engineering? How important is?
There are only two languages in engineering, mathematics and drawing. Either you are Chinese, either you are from Russia, you are from America. Those are the foundation, mathematics, drawing. Whatever language you use to write, whatever, once we see the drawing, we understand what we are saying. So anybody who wants to do engineering, you cannot run away from it. And that is why you see universities like UNILAG now, it's compulsory you have further mathematics, because that what gives you an edge. You are not going to struggle with 100 level mathematics, you are not going to struggle with 200 level mathematics. So our core, even if we talk of physics, it's more of mathematics, it's applied mathematics. So our core in engineering has always been mathematics.
What subject combination can you advise?
So anybody coming for engineering?
No, civil engineering specifically.
All engineering have the same, what is it called? Subject combination. Maths, physics, chemistry.
Including all the agric engineering?
All of us. It is called engineering. We have only one. If you go straight to the university, you are going to be in the faculty, year 1 and 2. So it doesn't matter whether you are going to study aeronautic or you are going to study agric engineering. Everybody, the first 3 core subjects, mathematics, physics, chemistry, English is compulsory, then one other subject. All right. Depending on the school you are now going.
Let's go to the topic of the day. We are talking about innovations in engineering. You are the director of Innovation Center in Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. Now, first of all, what's brought about this idea of this innovation before we talk about some innovations that are in engineering?
The rector of Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, architect OLUGBENGA, PhD, has this passion that our students should be relevant to the work world. And if you see most of our curricula, they are a bit away from what is expected in the industry. So what we try to do with that he came up with Innovation Center is to give our students the edge, so that apart from whatever you are studying in engineering, you will be grounded in innovations. And within the center, we focus on artificial intelligence, embedded system and robotics, drone technology. So those are what we impact the student with outside their normal curriculum.
Okay, what we do most of the time in this program is that we try to make engineering more real to them so that they will know, they will not just hear one big name and they don't know how it applies to day-to-day activities. Now you spoke about robotics and artificial intelligence. Now, as a civil engineer, how does it relate to your field in real practical terms?
The world is changing, and it's changing fast. Now we have what we call 3D printers that print houses. So I don't need a bricklayer, I don't need a carpenter to an extent. Once the robotic arm is connected to your concrete, it starts to print the house, that a whole house, even this entire complex can be completed in 1 week.
And people will live inside?
People will live inside.
And it's not collapse?
It's not collapse.
Okay.
That is one part. That is one part in civil. Let's go to something that is common to all of us, agriculture. You need to, after planting, maybe you need to apply herbicide to control pests and so on, or pesticide. What we now have, we have drones that can do the work of about 40 men in 1 month, and the 3 or 4 drones will do it in 2 hours. The drones, we have built 2 at the Federal Polytechnic Lab. The drones can plant, particularly vegetables. The drone can fumigate. You can also use it for surveillance. Instead, if you have a herd of cattle, you can actually send a small drone to the place to check the surrounding if there are incursions and so on. So the world is moving, and we're also moving toward with it.
Well, I hope that will not lead to people being laid off from work, because you just spoke earlier on about a drone that can do the work of 40 human beings in 2 hours.
Yeah, I posted something sometimes, one of my colleagues corrected it. It has been said that artificial intelligence itself will take away 75 million jobs in the next 3 to 5 years. But it's going to create 133 million jobs.
How?
Somebody has to do the robot, somebody has to do the programming, somebody has to whatever, even the drone, somebody has to write program like we have mapping on it. If you want to use it for farm, somebody has to do that. No robot can do that on his own. You have to tell us this is your farm, then we map it. Those who are doing it and those who have been trained. So if as an agricultural engineer or as a civil engineer you have been trained on using the robotic arm, it's an added advantage to you over someone who is not grounded in it.
Well, is this not an indictment on the curriculum that we operate in this country, where we have these new innovations are not embedded in a typical curriculum that an engineer is being trained with?
There are 2 angles to that also. The first angle is that even the curriculum itself is the minimum. They always write it, this is the minimum. What we are doing now are local contents. Like when we found out that, okay, there is no bridge design in HND curriculum, we added it. We took it to the academy, it was approved for HND 2. So in Ilaro now, our students from this session will be taught how to design bridges, which may not be in others. So you are allowed to add. The entire innovation system is all about adding to the curriculum. Normally, every curriculum expires after 5 years. But even the rate at which technology is going now, some may expire within 6 months. But you still learn the basics.
Okay. Now, I saw something while preparing before we came on air. I saw something about smart buildings, smart homes. What is the difference of that from the conventional, normal building that we have?
We have smart buildings, smart homes.
I know we have smartphones. We understand that. We have smart television.
We have smart kitchen. In the case of smart home,
we have a caller. Joshua from Anambra. Joshua, good evening.
Okay.
Hello, Joshua. We can hear you.
So the answer. Joshua from Anambra. Joshua, good evening. Good evening, sir. Hello, we can hear you. Hello. The answer is alcohol.
We can't pick Joshua very well there. Joshua, please, if you can hear us, just call us back. We would like to hear what you have to say. We need your comments, really. So you're talking about smart buildings.
The smart homes, you have a system in which, let's say you leave your office and you are very close to the house now. You can just pick your Android phone, put on your AC, or where it is very cold, put on the warmer. And where you have a smart kitchen, you can go for that to even ask the kitchen to cook Indomie for you or something like that. There are hotels in Japan now that you don't meet anybody. All you meet are robots. From your check-in to the person that is lodging you to the room, all you see there are just robots.
But my own concern is how do we have people like that to configure, write the program? Now, what is the marriage between civil engineering, structural engineering, and computer or software engineering?
Computer is in every part now.
Okay, we have a caller. Felicia from Agbara. Felicia, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How is Agbara today?
Yes, sir.
And you have a question for our guests, or you want to ask her a question?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
I said the answer is alcohol.
Okay, for our question, alcohol. All right, we'll let you know if you are correct or not. Thank you so much, Felicia. Any question for my guest for today?
You have a nice result.
All right, he's not interested in asking the question. All right, okay, you are talking about because the marriage between civil engineering, computer, software engineering to achieve all this.
So when you look at structural engineering now, sometimes particularly when you are doing analysis of high-rise building, 100-story, 50-story, in those days you use your hand. But now you don't need to use that hand. You just put those parameters within whatever software you are using, and over a very short period of time, you are. What has happened is that the same manual way you are doing, people are sat down to put it in a computer program, which we all buy to use for our regular works. So the computer is in every profession now, and every profession also has to lean towards it.
Now, let me ask you, as we hit the home stretch, it's been said that most graduates of engineering are not employable in the real world. How true is it?
That has changed a lot. From whichever perspective you want to, from the polytechnic perspective, from the university perspective, it has changed because we also realize the challenges that we have in the industry. Like if you attend.
All right, Joshua, thank you for calling back. Good evening. How is Anambra today? Okay, let's have a contribution very fast.
Okay, and the answer is alcohol.
Okay, you say the answer is alcohol. All right, we'll let you know if you are correct. If you are correct or not. We have to go now, but before we go, I want you to look into that camera and encourage a young Nigerian that wants to study engineering. Your last word. How do you encourage them to study engineering?
My word for all our teaming youth is that engineering is all about everything. Come to study engineering. Beyond that, also try to learn a skill, because we also promote skills within engineering. Try to learn a skill, either in coding or just learn one skill with your engineering. Engineering is the way to be, and engineering is for every one of us. Everywhere you turn to is engineering. Even where you are seated is a product of engineering. So engineering is wide, and it can accommodate all of us.
Is it lucrative?
Very lucrative.
All right. Engineering is lucrative and we have to go. My producer, my director are saying we should move. And before we go, we will give you a question for the week. Let me say this, none of you that called got the answer correctly. The answer to our question for today is water. And then for the week, our question is, what is the product of force and velocity? What is the product of force and velocity? If you know the answer, let's continue the conversation on Facebook at OGTV and on YouTube at OGTV Abeokuta, on Instagram. You can drop your answer at Ogun State Television. We have a winner for the question for the day on Facebook. His name is Samuel Izuchukwu. Samuel, I know you are watching, so please call this number and get your prize. 0703-161-1497. 0703-161-1497. Thank you so much to the sponsor, Prince Engineer Mrs. Shilon, FNSC, and the Tanzania Society of Engineers, Abeokuta branch, for your efforts. On this note, I would like to say thank you to my guests for coming, and thank you viewers for watching. I say bye-bye.